People think that Kate being the main hero for this game is a bad thing, when honestly, it was never a problem because realistically, if we want to be technical, JD technically wasn't really the main character in Gears 4. Now, this is all my opinion, and so this whole video would just be my opinion based off of what's going on for the new game. But me personally, I don't think that Kate being the main hero is a problem. Strictly because, like I said, Kate was kind of the main character for 4. Let's be real. The main story goes around as Kate trying to find her parent, Reina, and trying to also get back her village and try to get back her people. So in reality, JD and Dell were just like there for the ride, and JD became more of a prominent figure on it because Marcus got taken. But then when Marcus got taken, it went back to being Kate, which makes sense. And so I feel like the problem here is people are complaining and saying that she shouldn't be the main character for the series, or for going on longer now with the series, because Gear 6 is more likely going to happen. People feel the need to bitch about it, and which I don't understand, because Kate makes sense, JD doesn't. That's just the whole point of it. I feel JD was shown as the main character because he was of a lineage of a familiar character, Marcus Phoenix, and also Anya Stroud. So having him be the main focal point makes sense, but it doesn't make sense from a grand story, the new story they're trying to tell, as far as we're concerned. And what I mean by that is, it makes no sense for JD to continue to be the main character, because at the end of the day, he is not the main character. It is clearly Kate. The whole story for Gears 4 is to find her people, find Reina. And when we find Marcus after he gets taken, it goes back to that. It goes back to being Kate trying to find her people and find her mom. So it makes sense in that way. It makes sense in that regard. So I don't see the point of people complaining about Kate being the main hero. Some people even decided to say that she doesn't deserve to be one because she's a female. Now, I've seen that before. I remember seeing that around when Gears 5, the first initial trailer came out for it. That's when I saw that comment on the Gears of War Facebook page, which that one really showed me how sexist some people are and really think that this is an SJW kind of thing. Now, me personally, I don't know much about that stupid shit, but personally, I don't believe that that is the problem here. It's promoting SJW and saying that, oh, we need more female leads. No, we don't. It's not like that. The problem is people see it that way. That's how everything is nowadays. Everything is too hot of a topic to talk about in certain things. And so when people see a female character being portrayed as the protagonist, that's when people have a problem. But I don't see it. And besides, we've had female protagonists before in Gears, or in some way we're the main focus, or we're on the main team. Anya, Sam, Bernie, in some regard, Sophia. I mean, Alex Brand had her own little thing in the comics. If you read that, you understand what I'm talking about. But it makes sense in that regard. But now nothing makes sense, and everybody just wants to bitch and complain. That's why I don't get. I really don't understand where people are coming from with this. Having Kate be the main character makes total sense. It really does. Now, I don't know if I'm trying to drive that point across. I'm not sure if I'm driving it correctly to you guys. Like I said, this is all in my opinion, but I think it makes more sense because as far as we've seen so far within the story and what we've seen in these trailers, it's all about Kate. I mean, hell, you play as Kate and then you have Dell beside you. Now, we're not sure how the actual story is going to be portrayed in the long run because honestly, I don't know how it's going to work. Will we cut back and forth from JD and Kate, you know, on their whole little thing? Because you introduced this new character named, what was his name, Foz? You introduced him, and then it would suck if we didn't get anything on him as far as story. It wouldn't make sense to introduce this new character and we don't even use him or play him or see him enough in the campaign. It makes no sense. Kind of makes us, you know, a whole situation with Reina and Oscar kind of pointless too. We got introduced to Reina just for her to be another damsel, just for her to die at the end. And then you have Oscar, who was introduced as a new character just to get captured, be missing the entire game. After the first act, he is missing. And then he somehow escapes. Not sure, still don't know how he was able to do that. But my thing is this. These characters, everything about Kait and the lineage with the Locust makes sense. So it only makes sense to have her being the main focal point. She is related to the Locust in some way, and she wants to go find out why she is related to the Locust in some way. So it wouldn't make sense to have JD be the character you control, because this has nothing to do with him. It has nothing to do with his story. His story is not technically ended, but his story just doesn't make sense in this context. We were using JD as the main focal point, like I said. Well, this is my opinion at least on why we were using them, but I feel that we were using JD as a form of familiarity, like I said before, with him being the son of Marcus. So it makes sense. Let's play as JD, put everything on his shoulders for a little bit, but make sure that everybody understands that why we are playing the Gears 4 campaign, which is to find Reyna and them, who is, once again, part of Kait's lineage. So it doesn't make sense to have JD again be the main focal point and the main character, because he has no business being it. And what does JD have to do with Kait's backstory? Kait being related to the Locust. That makes no sense. It really makes no sense, and I don't understand why people are so pissed off about this. I really don't. Me personally, I'm cool with this. I'm actually cool with this because I do like Kait. I mean, I prefer JD more, well, at least Gears 4 JD. I don't know, this new JD's kind of an ass. But me personally, I prefer JD to Kait. And since I do like Kait, don't get me wrong, but the problem with Kait is I didn't get attached to her like I should have in Gears 4, just because she wasn't relatable in some ways. In certain aspects, she wasn't relatable. But my thing is this: after Gears 4 and after all of that, after what happened at the end, where you see the Locust symbol and all of that shit, when you see that, you understand that, okay, JD is no longer the focal point. It makes no fucking sense. He wasn't there for the Locust War. He wasn't present for any of the Locust shit that happened before he was born. So it makes no sense for him to go travel to these places and make him be the main one you play as, and go to these places to help find history on Kait's past, on her ancestry. It doesn't make sense. It really does not make sense in any logical way, and I am glad that the Coalition is actually using Kait as the main focal point. I mean, she is a really popular character, and she does have some of the best skins in Gears 4, let's be real. Well, at least the black still, but that is unrelated. But my point is this: Kait being the main character makes sense. JD being the main character does not. From a standpoint of familiarity, it makes sense for JD, but from a story standpoint, it makes no sense for having JD as the main character, and Kait being the main one we play as makes a lot of sense. Now, while Del is there, he's kind of like a third wheel, because you see whatever kind of baggage JD and Kait left behind after Gears 4 present, and you see that they have some type of beef with each other right now. And I don't understand the whole purpose of that beef, and I probably never will understand the purpose of that beef. I mean, we'll probably get it fleshed out later down the line, but as of right now, it makes no sense. So whenever I see JD and Kait going at it, I know that they have some history. They have some problems with each other. So it makes sense that Del goes with Kait, so they can so none of this BS happens, because we don't know what's going to happen between those two, between Kait and JD. We don't know. They were friends before, but now they're kind of dicks to each other. And then Del's kind of just thrown in the middle just because. So it makes sense for him being there. It does not make any sense, like I keep saying, I hate repeating myself, but it makes no sense for JD to be there. Kait being the main focal point in this game is such a good idea. She gets fleshed out more. We know so much about JD now. His mom was Anya. His dad was Marcus. He grew up in a boarding home. He met Del growing up, and Del was an orphan, and they met each other and became good friends with each other. We know more about JD than we do with Kait. So this is a good way to understand this character, understand what she's about, understand that she is a character with with some type of learning curve. What's the best word I'm looking for? I guess that's the best word. She has time to develop. That's it. She has time to develop and get to a character that we can all enjoy and understand her backstory, because hopefully this will help us as far as trying to understand the Locust. You never know. And understand why Mira was the way she was and all this other dumb shit. But anyways, I'm rambling now. But like I said, Kait makes sense, JD doesn't. For a story standpoint, it has nothing to do with, oh, we're trying to make women this, that, and the third. No, it has nothing to do with that. Kait being the main character for a Gears game, as far as, well, the games wise, is new. She is the main one. Player one would be her instead of JD. But from a story standpoint, from the Gears franchise as a whole, no, she's not the first to do this. So we're finally getting something that is nothing really new, and that's what I like. It's not new, but the story behind her is new, and so now we're finally going to get some of that, and I'm happy about it. Side note too, the whole situation with Reina was fucking stupid. She was literally created just to die and set up the rest of the story. I will admit, that was fucking stupid, but that's just me. Anyways, y'all, I am sorry for the long wait for these videos. I've recently been, hitting these milestones, and, well, for me at least, for the subscribers, and, all these different things have been going on with my life, and I'm trying to move and all this stuff. So that's why videos have not been as frequent, and I'm just trying to get back into it and understanding what I need to do to keep making videos, because Gears, as much as I love it, I don't want it to be the only focus on my channel. So later down the line, I will be making different videos of different games and stuff like that, and games that I enjoy. That's the whole point of YouTube, is to connect you guys with the shit that I like, and Gears happens to be a part of it. And I'm gonna try to get more content out for Gears, at least try to do more gameplay videos at the very least, whether I'm talking in it or not. I want to be able to put out more because I like doing YouTube. It's fun for me, and it just sucks that I don't get to put it out there as much as I used to. But I'm going to try to change that once I get this move done. Once I get everything set up, I'll be back in making videos. So I'm going to try to get a new video out soon, hopefully by next week, and hopefully I can make at least daily gameplay videos of either Gears or any other things that I like. So, but anyways, thank you guys for watching. This is just my opinion why I think Kait deserves to be the main character and deserves to stay as the main character for Gears of War in the future, unless something happens and then JD becomes the main character again. Because even Rod himself, I can't remember where I saw it, but even Rod himself saying that Kait was kind of always the main character, and JD and Del was like kind of for the ride. It was just there, kind of. If you really think about it, like really think about the Gears 4 story and, understand that. Like really think about it. Why are we going on this journey? To find somebody for Kait and find the villagers. And just so happens all this other crazy shit happens in between. Let's be real. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my video. I will try to be back again with more content for you guys in the near future. And if you enjoyed it, you can like it if you want. You can subscribe if you want. That's all, you guys. I'm not going to tell you to do what you don't want to do. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next one at some point in the future. Take it easy, everybody.